Hello, in this video you are going to learn how we can control the panels and tabs by hiding or showing them, and the elements that are inside them as well. And how to hide or show sections using panels table control, based on special conditions. In some cases, we need to keep the panel or the tab as hidden, until the user makes a particular selection or action. We are going to take the training course registration form as an example. We have different types of courses, and each option has a different list of courses. So we are going to show the list of courses based on the course type that the user going to select. Previously we have created this training course registration SharePoint list. To learn how to create a list in SharePoint in detail, you can watch this tutorial video, and it is listed in the description below as well. Now we are going to create the training course registration form for it. As you see here in our list, there is a link to Spark Forms Builder. You will find this link in every single list or library on your SharePoint. So, from here, the form that we are going to be created is linked to the list without any configuration from our side. Click on Spark Forms Builder. Now from the Spark Forms Builder, we are going to create and design the form. First, we are going to add a relative form panel to maintain proper form, and to add in it all the controls that we will use in the form. Let's drag and drop the panel. From Control Properties, modify the layout to form relative. Let's drag and drop the design elements quickly from the Toolbox panel. If you want to learn how to customize the design for the form in detail, you can watch this tutorial video, and it is listed in the description below as well. Now we are going to drag and drop the fields. Now we are going to add the first panel. For the first option in the courses type, the technology courses. This panel will have a list of course that belongs to the technology type. So let's drag and drop from the toolbox the panel, and add it inside the relative form panel between the course type and the start date. From Control Properties, modify the panel properties type like the ID. By default, this panel will be hidden and the entire element inside it as well. Drag and drop the course's name label. OK, for this panel I am going to add a red header, to make it easy to you to distinguish between the other panels. Now we are going to drag and drop the Technology Courses field. This field is pre-existed in our SharePoint list. OK, the panel is ready, we just need to add the rule on it to hide or show it based on the user selection. In our case, if the user selects Technology for a course type, we want to show this panel. To add a rule, from the top ribbon, click on the Control Rules. Create a new rule. Modify the rule name. Select Rule Type Formatting. And apply the rule on change. Then add the condition. Then click Save. Now the Technology Courses panel is ready. We are going to do the same steps for the Marketing Courses panel quickly. Add a new panel. Add an orange header for this type. Drag and drop the Marketing Courses field. Set Hidden as default. And add a new rule. Here we can copy the rule that we add before and use it. But we have to change the condition. OK. We are going to add a tab control for the business type as an example. In this video, we are going to focus on how to hide and show the tab control. If you want to learn how to use the tabs in detail, you can watch this tutorial video, and it is listed in the description below as well. So I am going to add this tab that I built earlier. Add a yellow header for it. Drag and drop the Human Resources Courses field. Set Hidden as default. And add a new rule. And here we can copy the rule that we add before and use it. But we have to change the condition. Great. We have finished designing the form. Let's now publish the form and see how it works. Let's back to our list. Click on New. This is how we can hide or show panels, or tabs controls, in a SharePoint form, easily using Spark forms based on the user selection or action. Now we are going to talk about hiding or showing sections or groups of related fields, without affecting the form structure. In some cases, we have fields that should not fill based on the user's choice of other fields. Hide or show fields may affect the form structure by leaving gaps. In these cases, we recommend using the panel's table control. Let's take the training request form as an example to learn how to use it. As I mentioned before, I had prepared this form previously to focus on the panel's table control. But if you want to learn how to add the image and customize a form in detail, you can watch the tutorial video in the description below. The panel's table control controls the behavior of different groups of controls inside its panels. So the controls will be shifted vertically, up and down, based on their display, showing or hiding. Drag and drop the panel's table from the toolbox under the container. Okay, now we are going to add panels from the controls properties, a panel for each field in our form to add the field in it later. Then modify the panel's table's properties like width and height. After that, we are going to add all the fields controls that we need in the form inside the table panel. We learned early in this video how to modify the label and the control properties. Now, after adding all the controls, we are going to add the rules to the fields that we want to hide or show. In our case, if the user selects Other for course type, we want to hide the start and end date, amount requested, and the employee fields. First, we're going to add the rule on the start date, so we have to select the panel that has the start date control. And from the top ribbon, click on the control rules. Create new rule. Then add the condition. And save it. We can copy the rule and apply it to the other panels. In our case, the rule is the same. But in other cases, if we have different rules, we can create a new rule for each panel. And that's it, our form is ready. I want to mention another feature for the panels table, that you can sort the panels by dragging them up or down as you wish. Let's now publish the form and see how it works. Let's add new item. When a panel inside this control is being hidden, all underneath controls will be shifted up automatically in order to close the gap, spaces, resulting from hiding these controls and vice versa. Follow us to learn more about advances used for SharePoint and Spark forms. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe, and if you have a comment, please write it down. Thank you.